Hello everyone, welcome to Match Day 21 of Premierleague Review. Now there have been many ups and downs in Match Day 21. There have been top teams dropping points. There were opportunity for other teams to close down the gap. Now we will be discussing everything in detail. Now I have left timestamp on the description. Now if you want to skip and see your team's review, it's available on the description. And of course, the summary of how the table is looking after Match Day 21 is also available at the end of the video. So stay tuned, and without any further ado, let's go and dig deep into each match. Welcome to the show. So let's look into the first game. Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. Heading into this game, both teams top of the table. Liverpool number 1, Nottingham number 2. You have to give a shout out for Nuno, who has managed brilliantly this season, having only lost 4 games in 21 games. To give you some kind of perspective, Manchester United, having played 21 games, they lost 9. Having played 21 games, Tottenham have lost 11. So you see how tough this league is, and Nuno have managed it brilliantly, and they had a point to prove going into this game that being where they are right now, it is not by any luck. So the game started. It was a very open game overall, very even, right until... all right, I'll get into it. So the game started, and Nottingham Forest started very strongly. They scored the first goal by Chris Wood. It was a very evenly game. It was a very open game up until Liverpool made changes. 2 changes. All right. Tsimikas and Jota. Now, why I'm mentioning these changes are because these 2 changes led to Liverpool equalizing that game. So there was a corner taken by Tsimikas, which was converted by Diogo Jota. So again, having said that, there is a shout out for Nuno. The equal shout out should be given to Arne Slot. Okay, of course, 2 different kind of coaches and 2 different portfolio entirely. Liverpool, they have a lot of talent in that game, and everyone keeps saying that Arne Slot inherited a very good Liverpool team. Yes, agreed. But at the same time, he managed it perfectly. The transition was so smooth. So Liverpool fans, they don't even notice these kind of changes. You know, if you ask me, they are better than under the Klopp era. So that's how good Liverpool are this season. So he made these positive changes, which is Tsimikas and Jota, which changed the course of the game. So they equalized. After that first goal went in, it was all Liverpool right after that. There were many chances created by Liverpool after that. There was a Diogo Jota, he created another chance. There was Salah, he created another chance. And the goalkeeper of Nottingham Forest, Chelse, I think he should be the man of the match. So he made many saves to keep Nottingham Forest in the game. And at the end, it was point shared between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. It was Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool 1. So Liverpool fans, they don't even notice these kind of changes. You know, if you ask me, they are better than under the Klopp era. So that's how good Liverpool are this season. So he made these positive changes, which is Tsimikas and Jota, which changed the course of the game. So they equalized. After that first goal went in, it was all Liverpool right after that. There were many chances created by Liverpool after that. There was a Diogo Jota, he created another chance. There was Salah, he created another chance. And the goalkeeper of Nottingham Forest, Chelse, I think he should be the man of the match. So he made many saves to keep Nottingham Forest in the game. And at the end, it was point shared between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. It was Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool won. So the next game we are looking into is Chelsea vs Bournemouth. Having the reputation of title contenders very early on in the season, Chelsea unfortunately have lost some points in past games, and heading into this game, they could not afford to lose any more points. And Chelsea, they actually started the game very well. They went ahead with Cole Palmer goal. It was a very beautiful goal. He just cuts in, and the ball comes through down the middle. He makes he makes a dummy kick, then he finishes it off. It was a very beautiful goal. A calm, composed, finished, Cole Palmer finish. Then a mistake by Chelsea team, Caicedo, he conceded a penalty. It was converted by Bournemouth player Clivewood. Remember Clivewood? The Dutch legend, his son. Then, to the surprise of everyone, Semenyo, Bournemouth player, he scored the second goal for Bournemouth. Then the game was a little bit boring, obviously. Bournemouth, they didn't want to take any risk. They were sitting back. And what happened was Chelsea punished them at the very end. At the 95th minute, Chelsea, you can say the last kick of the game, Chelsea got a free kick. And Reece James, he converted it very beautifully. It was a very nice game. I mean, it definitely is going to give them some kind of confidence, having scored at the very end of the game. It's going to give some morale boost for Chelsea. Now, the next game we are looking into is Brentford versus Mancity. Of course, Mancity have their problems this season. They have lost many points heading into this game. Again, they could not lose any more points if they wanted to keep at least the top 4 situation alive. The game started. Again, it was a very open game, but no goals in the first half. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Phil Foden, he scores 2 goals. One at 66th minute and one at 78th minute. Now, if you are a neutral fan, you would think, or even Man City fan, if you are any football fan, you would think that the game is done, But this is Premier League, remember? And what was to follow was drama, actually. On 82nd minute, Yone Wissa, he scored the first goal for Brentford. And towards the very end of the game, at 92nd minute, Christian Nordgaard scored the second goal and the game was equalized. The game ended Brentford 2, Man City 2, and we don't know what's happening with Man City this season. The next game we are reviewing is Arsenal versus Tottenham, the North London derby, which I did a special review. You can find the link here. Now, heading into this game with the back of 2 defeat, essentially 2 cup exits of Arsenal, they had to prove themselves to the fans that they are not going to bottle this season, that they are here to stay. So again, to add pressure to this, Liverpool had drop points, Chelsea have drop points, Nottingham Forest have drop points, and of course, Man City have drop points. Previously, whenever Liverpool drop points, Arsenal also drop points. So having all this pressure on top of Arsenal, they headed into this game basically. The game started, and to pile up the pressure even more, Tottenham went ahead in the game with the Son goal, with a great volley from a corner. Son scored, and Tottenham were ahead in the game very early on. It was in the first half, around 27-minute mark. And there I was thinking, again, total capitulation by Arsenal again. 3rd loss on the row. So I was thinking that. Then suddenly, without any surprise, Arsenal scores from corner. Again, Gabriel at the end of it. But again, it was an own goal, not a surprise again, by Solanke. I think it's like the 3rd own goal by Tottenham in NDL. Yeah, so that was the first goal by Arsenal. Then, as it was nearing to the first half, Trossard on the left wing, he made a run through and scored a brilliant goal. He cuts in, he shoots it with his left foot, and what a goal it was. Then after that, it was all about game management, and Arsenal made sure that they stood solid and they defended well. They tried to score, they tried to create so many opportunities, but it didn't turn out to be anything. And finally, Arsenal have scored and closed the gap on the leaders, Liverpool. The game we are reviewing is Manchester United versus Southampton. Having won their last game, Manchester United in the FA Cup round, beating Arsenal, they come into this game with a lot of confidence. But that did not materialize into anything. The first blow was struck by Southampton. They scored a goal. It was an own goal by Ugarte, but regardless, it is a goal. They go into the second half and no chances are created. I mean, many chances are created, but there was no end product for both the teams. And here I was thinking that, the Manchester United are back. They're going to lose another game. Then Ahmad comes in, all right? He scores a hat-trick in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's a brilliant player. I love that player. It's a great player, great talent. He scores 3 goals and the match ends in Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. Yet another great win for Manchester United. The next game we are going to review is Newcastle versus Wolves. Newcastle were brilliant this season. Alexander Isak being at great form. A lot of players, even Gordon, they're all in great form. They're flying, basically. They knocked Arsenal out of Carabao Cup. Essentially, they won the first leg of Carabao Cup by 2-0. So, of course, the advantage is on Newcastle's side. And heading into this game, I had no doubts that Newcastle were going to lose, were going to win this game. And of course, as I imagined, Alexander Isak, he scores a goal at 34th minute. Then he scores another goal at 57th minute. Then Anthony Gordon, another brilliant player. He scores at 74th minute. Making this match Newcastle 3, Wolves 0. The next match we are reviewing is Everton versus Aston Villa. Everton, they have not been performing well this season. Their performance is abysmal, if you have to choose a word for their performance this season. Whereas Aston Villa, they have been decent enough this season. Decently consistent. Same like last season, if you ask me. It was not a high-scoring game. The game ended Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins. It was not a high-scoring game. The game ended Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins scoring the only goal of the game. The game ended Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. The next game we are going to review is Leicester City versus Crystal Palace. Now, both the teams, they are struggling at the bottom of the table, fighting for, fighting relegation battles. Now, the game ended Leicester City 0, Crystal Palace 2. The goals coming from Jean-Philippe Mateta at 52nd minute, then Mark Guéhi at 78th minute. So, you can say that Crystal Palace have secured another 3 points to stay in Premier League. The next game we are reviewing is Ipswich Town versus Brighton. You can say that this game is a fight of relegation battling team versus a team that's trying to be at the top half of the table. Without any surprise, Brighton won this game. The 2 goals coming from Mitoma at 59th minute and Rata scoring another goal at 82nd minute. The game ended Ipswich Town 0, Brighton 2. Next game we are reviewing is West Ham versus Fulham. Now, as we know, both teams are trying to be at the top half of the table. The game started and it was a high-scoring game. West Ham, they went ahead. with Solar scoring at 31st minute. Then Thomas scoring at 33rd minute. Then Alex Iwobi, he scored 2 goals. If you ask me if he scored 2 goals, he didn't actually score those 2 goals. He was actually trying to put the ball into the box. The strikers, they were trying to head the ball into the net. On both the occasions, the striker missed, and it just went back, back of the net. And this is what I like to see from a winger. When you're crossing the ball, make sure that it's in a direction that is actually hitting the target, being the post. And in both the occasion, Alex Iwobi, he put the crosses in, and it was on target to go into the goal. And the striker missed at both the occasions, and it just went in. If you ask me if keeper could have done any better, it would be harsh to judge keeper in such situations, because when crosses come in, how often do you see, when a striker is actually attacking it, how often do you see it goes in directly? It's very rare, if you ask me. It's not that often that goes in. So those 2 goals, actually, it was, how can I say, it was, I wouldn't say strange, it was kind of refreshing to see such goal, in Premier League. Yeah, anyway, the game ended West Ham 3, Fulham 2. Having reviewed all the games, let's look at how the table is looking after match day 21. Liverpool holding their position at number 1. Second is Arsenal, having won their last game. They close the gap on Liverpool. Then it is Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City. Now, looking at the bottom half, at the relegation battle, you have Ipswich Town, Leicester City, and Southampton. The surprise one, I mean, it's not a surprise, having seen how they played this season, is Everton. Now we are entering into the bonus section of this video, the best match of match day 21. For me, it boils down to 3 games: Chelsea vs Bournemouth, Manchester United vs Southampton, and Arsenal vs Tottenham. I would give best match to Arsenal vs Tottenham. Reason being, Arsenal coming back from 2 defeats, and the match itself was very open, full of drama. There was a corner that was not supposed to be a corner. From that same corner, Arsenal scored. Basically, Arsenal had a point to prove, and they went down, and there was a comeback, and they won the game. They closed the gap with the leaders. So the best match of match day 21, it has to be Arsenal vs Tottenham. Now, I have done a full match review on Arsenal vs Tottenham, which I will leave the description, or you can click on this link. Now we are entering into best player of match day 21. Now there are 3 players in my list: Ahmad, Chelse, Reece James. Chelse, he kept Nottingham Forest in the game. He made sure that with all his saves, he made sure that Nottingham Forest took away at least 1 point from that game. So Chelse was an integral part to that team, Nottingham Forest, to taking away 1 point. But for me, he's not the best player of match day 21. Then my second candidate is Reece James, taking a free kick at the last kick of the game at Stamford Bridge, trailing, and he delivered. What a brilliant free kick. What a brilliant free kick. Great goal by Reece James. But for me, the best player of match day 21, it's Ahmad. Having trailed 1-0 up until 80th minute and scoring your hat-trick in 12 minutes, that's something. That's something. And 3 points for Manchester United is it's something that they really, really need. And this kid made sure that they got that 3 points. This player is a gem. Manchester United, whatever problem you have with this contract, sort it out. Sort it out. Because he can win you titles. Keep 'em. That's it for today's video. I'll see you all with my next video. Until then, bye.